My beautiful stars, reading time. So we're going to go a you versus them, past, present, future. So how we're going to do this is we're going to go your past perception of your connection, your person's past perception of this connection, your current perception, their current perception, and then we're going to get the universe's outlook for future outcome. Okay, so this will, it's kind of like a clarity reading, a very in-depth clarity reading to either show you how you really align with your emotion for one another, or maybe how you saw some things wrong. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, main collective, you. How did you view the past connection? The past connection. All right, let's start with 2 first. Okay. All right, so maybe when you met this person, you were kind of, I don't want to say stuck in life, but I don't think you were really looking for this person when you met them. For this 5 of Swords in reverse, this person seems very different to what you would normally have been attracted to. This is about doing it differently. I think this person maybe really made you conquer your self-doubt. You could have felt very confident around this person, but definitely this embracing change. And also you could have been going through a transitional period in your life. You could have been really, you know, engulfed in change when you met this person. Let it be, you know, starting a new job or a promotion or moving, or you just, you know, got out of a long-term connection. I just feel when you guys cross paths, you were either in some form of kind of mini, maybe just starting to come into yourself, but I feel you're in the midst of release and letting go of, I don't want to say a past version of you, but it really feels like this approach when you were hitting a restart point. Okay, I feel when you met this person, it was a bit of an aha kind of epiphany, kind of feeling very magnetically drawn to this person, but maybe because it was someone quite different to someone you would have normally been enticed or drawn to, you could have tried to fight the feelings a little bit, or maybe you tried to keep this at an arm's distance for a little bit, but it's really is kind of presenting as an unexpected surprise. It was, you could have even, the way you guys, I'm just hearing excitement. I feel this person brought up this childlike innocence. I'm kind of just seeing a few weeks of a whirlwind. So let it be you guys were spending pretty much every day together, or you were having quite a bit of fun, or doing some naughty things. Like, I just feel you kind of got wrapped up in the excitement of it all. Okay. You were readjusting your life. That's what I feel. I don't know if in the moment you knew this, but maybe when you reflect back on the past, you really see how this person entered your life when you were really hitting a restart point. Okay. It made you reassess everything. Maybe as well, if it was a real whirlwind kind of love, it was getting hard for you to kind of have that balance. We always talk about that good work-life balance, that social with friends, family, love, work. Like, your life should really feel balanced when it's the right person. But I keep looking at this, getting your priorities straight. It was like it was really hard for you to focus on priorities and certain things, because I just think you got really wrapped up in this relationship. So in the moment, you might not have realized that it was hard for you trying to sort out and delegate the right things in your life. But I do think when the right collective, you reflect back, you kind of think that when it came to this person, kind of all other aspects of your life kind of went out the window, because again, it feels like the right collective, this kind of just really, it kind of like swept you off your feet. They pretty much quite quickly became like a number one priority in your life, is what I'm trying to get at. Okay, this person, they could have been a earth sign, but I think it's more, like I said, I don't think you realized you were coming into some awakening point in your life. I think maybe you were just starting to spiritually develop, or maybe really start to, reflect on your true needs and what you really wanted out of life. I don't think you were completely there, but I do think there was definitely another version of you evolving when you had met this person, but you still had quite some burden traumas in your soul that maybe you hadn't reflected on. I think when you look back, especially now as you're watching this, there's definitely things that maybe you ignored or you didn't really see as a red flag in the moment, or you could have seen as a red flag, but because you weren't most aware just yet. And when we're not the most aware of ourselves, gosh, we've got no hopes being the most aware of someone else's actions, right? And just this possessiveness, these hasty decisions, quite quickly feeling a little bit, it's kind of that extreme highs but rapid lows. I don't want to say miserable, but there was a bit of misery that you faced in the past with this person. It started to get you ungrounded, and maybe you both were a little bit unyielding with certain things. Quite a bit of stubbornness started to form in this connection. But the thing is, this collective, I think you didn't realize where these emotions of maybe a little bit of possessiveness or claiming energy from either of you were coming. But I think this collective, you really reflect back and you were kind of feeling like you were flourishing in life, but then this person entered and it was hard for you to delegate. It was hard for you to stay organized. It was hard for you to stay on top of your responsibilities. Without you knowing, you were building resentment. I always say we don't know when we're building resentment. And if you as a collective feel like you had to reorganize your whole life to make this person fit in so they could be a priority, and you felt maybe that wasn't being reciprocated in that moment but not aware of it, this is clearly where some of these triggers came. You would have really noticed subconsciously, well, I'm doing this, I'm making you feel like a priority, I'm having to shift my life, I just feel you started noticing all the little things that they weren't doing with the same effort. So let's just say, because you did feel like you had to make this person a priority, yet they still wanted to go out and do their thing, or they were still a little bit real, childlike in the soul. And in that moment, you didn't realize you were getting triggered because it was your choice to make this person your priority and throw your life off balance. It's like it was your decision. I don't think this person was asking. They could have asked you a few things of whatever, but I think just in general, you come off as quite a bit of a self-sacrifice, or maybe this is something you had to learn with love lessons. It's like when you're in love, they really do become your be-all and end-all, but that never ends healthy, especially when you don't have support around you. Relationships where you don't have family, friends, people to turn to, and your person is your be-all and end-all, the longevity of that relationship it's very hard to gain a life partner energy without your own support group around you. Where I feel this person, it seems like they had a bit of a support group where you, this collective, maybe not so much. So even though you felt like you were making this person a priority, I just think you had different lifestyles. Okay, let it be that you were living in a location you didn't know many people, and let's say this person lived in a location where they grew up in and they had friends and family, and it's like in your mind you thought you were readjusting everything to make this person your number one, but really from what I can see, the only real things that you had to readjust or find balance with is kind of your work and your love life, where I feel even with that, it was a bit of a struggle for the main collective. Okay, and again, in everything I'm saying, you've had these thought patterns. Okay, I just think this kind of behavior was coming from both of you. You both started becoming, it's reminding me of one of my connections. Without you knowing, you both started clipping each other's wings, because it's like you both started just being each other's be all and end all. You can't, guys, it seems like you started isolating yourself from the world around. from the world around you. And yes, that might seem exciting and enthralling in the moment, but I always say you're lucky for a love bubble to last for 3 to 7 months. And once we start to get comfortable and, you know, our armor starts to become quite clear, so instead of being on our best behavior and just having that natural compromise in love bubble, once you really start to get to know each other, it's all these little things that you're starting to create at the beginning of your relationship that starts to become your downfall. And again, a relationship where it's just very isolated, it can become quite daunting on even the most healthiest, most aware people. So that kind of relationship for quite, unfortunately, a little bit broken, unhealed people, whoo, it could have ended up being quite explosive, okay? But clearly this person made you feel confident. They made you feel seen. Maybe one of the most validating relationships you'd ever been in. So I think this collective, you were just unfortunately not seeing the flags that were being presented, okay? It's funny, I'm going to say this. I think this collective, you thought you were being selfless, where I feel this person connected to you thought you were being selfish. Okay? I know that's hard to hear. It came to my mind. I will confirm them. But again, your selfless giving, you making them a priority, that was you paying bills, whatever it is, that was your decision. Where they saw you as maybe prioritizing what maybe they didn't even feel like a priority, and yet you were, you know, a little bit possessive, a little bit hasty with certain decisions. You could have come off, you know, a little bit jealous. So again, I feel this person was kind of looking in, maybe seeing in their eyes you soaring. I don't actually think this person felt like a priority, because even in your mind that you made them a priority, you had resentment here from an off-balance life, if you knew it or not. So you became highly critical. So and we're about to get into them after you, but I think you were on different pages when it's looking in on the past perception. Yeah, so you overcommitted, you dropped the ball. So 2 of coins in reverse. This could have felt very back and forth, the same arguments all the time, but I think you moving so quickly, it was an overcommitment to this person way too quick, okay? It made you scattered. It made you drop the ball in other areas of your life. It started to make you overwhelmed. And I remember I specified the word organized. I don't know if you're someone that thrives in organization. You need structure. You're a planner. You need to know your days ahead. But this quite quickly started making you feel disorganized. So it's like all those things that you thought you were achieving or growing in just before meeting this person, it's like these things started to diminish. And I don't even think you realized you were dropping the ball, because you just had such a focus on this person, where I don't think this person actually saw you going through this stress. I really don't. I actually think in this person's eyes, they just saw you on the up and up. But in turn, you were just, it's like you were an anxious, overwhelmed mess. And again, because there wasn't the right communication tools and you didn't even realize you were building resentment, it's like you were just, I feel you became a little bit maybe nitpicky. Okay, don't make it fit. You're clearly you remind me of someone when you're overwhelmed. I don't even think you realize you're overwhelmed. I think you're so used to an overthinking, over-processing, very analytical mind. It's like you can sit in overwhelm and not even realize it, okay? But it's like it's all on your face, is what I'm hearing. I don't know if someone said that to you before, but that came through very clearly. Okay, so you literally you came from maybe a long-term commitment or a divorce, or it was, you know, one of those relationships this is 4 of Wands in reverse. So you came from either a very long-term commitment, okay, or literally if it wasn't a marriage, it was like a marriage, okay, but There was a lack of support in that connection. There was a lack of support around you. Maybe there was family issues with yourself. I said that before. I think you were more isolated, or maybe you had even family issues and burdens with this past person. You were coming out of a place of discord. Like I said, it's like you were going through a little mini awakening at this time when you were leaving your past situation. It's like you were just starting to become unstuck. You were just starting to find your wings in life, but you didn't know it yet. You didn't know it yet. But you came from quite I'm going to say quite a stressful few years prior to this person. And I don't think you ever really, this is smelling lucky to be 6 months after this, that this person popped. There just wasn't enough time to heal through what you went through, especially if it was a long-term commitment. I always say it takes years to get over. Whoever we're around, they rub off on us. And when we're with quite a toxic, volatile, long-term karmic connection, that should heal from that stuff. It really does. But again, I don't think you understood this about yourself back then. But again, the right collective, when you reflect on the past, you know this came around at the wrong time. You know you hadn't completely discovered yourself and healed some things in your soul, not just from this connection, but from childhood, especially if you've struggled with family problems your whole life. Okay? This person made you see your worth, you thought. And I always say it's not someone else that makes us see our worth. Remember how I said this person made you conquer your self-doubt? They made you feel strong. They made you feel like you were finally getting your power back when it came to love. They set you free. And you got 2 cards in a row about conquering self-doubt because of this person. So again, it comes back to that validation. And I think without you knowing, this really pulled you towards this person. If your whole life you've struggled with family, love, friendships, and this was the first person that really came into your life that made you really feel seen. Remember, this was completely different to anyone you had dated, right? That can be very seductive. That can be very enchanting. And that can blind us, okay? And I feel this is a huge point for you. So you've thought about this. You've questioned this. You've maybe sometimes questioned, is this a genuine love for this person? Or was it really they found me as a broken bird and they made me feel seen? This is important, this row, because you've got a double confirmation here. And in the nicest way, and I don't think you knew this at this moment, but because they made you feel so seen, this is one of my connections that I read, that it's like this person made you feel like you're on a pedestal, and without you knowing, subconsciously, this was making you feel this person's locked in, and this is probably why you overcommitted so much. It's I genuinely don't think this collective, you thought this person would go anywhere. Especially if you had experienced long-term karmics where through turbulence and highs and lows, you guys would just always get back together. That's what happens with karmics. It's because you had overcome a lot of hardship in past connections, little tiny grievances, I don't even think you were taking acknowledgement for it. And because you just thought, this is locked in, if you knew it or not, subconscious, unfortunately, I don't think you appreciated what had been granted to you. I don't think you made this person feel like you were locked in the way they made you feel locked in. This person was clearly very good with words of affirmation. They really knew how to affirm you, right? And if you just got out of a very highly up and down connection, it would have been hard for you to affirm this person. So maybe you showed your love in other ways. You thought by making them feel like a priority, or opening your home, or being very attentive to more of the acts of service, cleaning, organizing dinners, maybe that's how you more showed your love. I don't think that was enough for this person. I haven't even tapped into them, and this is smelling like one of my collectives. I feel this person felt they loved you more. And again, I just need to make it clear that wasn't consciously done, but because subconsciously you were already like, this person's locked in, they're not going nowhere, without you even knowing, you weren't putting in the right effort to attain and maintain this connection. Okay, you thought you definitely at the time, because you thought you were rearranging your whole life, but really you were just struggling to balance this person and work. If anything, I'm going to be honest, I actually think it was this person that had to rearrange so much to make you feel like a priority. I'm going to be honest, I'm going to tap into them, but it's coming to my mind for a reason. Okay, so this is where you weren't seeing. So you've got 2 about conquering doubt, but when it came to these aspects about having to juggle and this and that, this is when you would get riddled with things. So this is where your vulnerability, low self-esteem started to enter. So as quick as this person made you feel valid, when these little things came up, you would have had moments of questioning. Especially if you were talking about a lot of commitment and there was red flags, you would have had moments of thinking, is this my forever person? Am I rushing this? You could have also, and I kept saying, I don't think this collective, you realize that you had the impression they're locked in and they weren't going anywhere. I think that, but this card, there was a part of you knew this person was vulnerable, and even they might have felt inadequate, had you on a pedestal, that they had a lot of doubt, that you created self-doubt in them. So there must have been a bit of you that knew this, but still, I just don't think you knew back then on how to make them not feel like this. Right, collective, you'll know what I'm saying. Which again shows me you weren't the most aware emotionally. You would have had inklings that this person felt inadequate to you and your path. And that's what I was saying before. I feel this person would look at you and see you soaring and on the up and up. I don't think they realized how you were feeling internally. All right. Yeah, so you were just, this is the card of studying magic, just starting to find yourself, okay? So I don't even think you realized that you were just starting to develop as a person, but with every grievance here, I don't know if you're someone, this is also a card of ambition and dedication and work and work and work. I feel this collective, this was a big priority. That makes sense with the greed here. I don't think you were greedy, but I do think that the right collective, you reflect and you know that the work obligations or situations that you were in with this person, this is a big part for the right collective. You know it caused grievances. When you now reflect, in the moment, did you? I don't think so. But it's sad because all these little grievances that were coming up, it was never solved. I think it was swept under the rug. It's again the same arguments always coming back around because they were never getting solved. It's funny because this says ungrounded, but quite quickly you would turn back to, nope, this is grounded, great prospects, we're planning this, even with the warning signs. Okay, so then now and that's what I was feeling with this row. You look back, was I just being dishonest with myself? Was I staying for the wrong reasons? Was I staying for the validation? Did I just overcommit and drop the ball here? Did I not really see how overwhelmed this made me? Was I just faking this happiness? This is the right collective. Don't make it fit. But then quite quickly, and even now to this day, you think this, but then you go back to, no, but this was a wish come true. They made me feel so happy. They made me feel so good. They made me feel satisfied. They made me feel still. It's like still to this day, I think you're on you question. It's like you want to believe, but you don't. And I have to say this right now, the right collective, when you look back in the past, you know you didn't know what you had because you don't have a pairing here. So it's just a bit alarming because we're making all these decisions for long-term commitment in the past, right? But you don't have a king and queen. You don't have an emperor, empress. You don't have a hierophant, high priestess. So in the moment of your past connection, deep down in your soul, you never truly believe they were your one. In the nice, like, I'm just trying to make it very what your inner soul is showing me. When you truly were in the past, you could have been planning all of these things, but this was pivotal, even in the past. Is this really my be all and end? You had these moments, but you just couldn't walk away. Don't make it fit. Okay. All right, let's see this person's past perception. I hate doing my cards like this, but I just want to give a little bit of a shuffle. I feel like I hurt them when I do this, and my nails are really long as well. Does anyone else feel like they hurt their cards when they do that? Let's go one more time. Okay, I cleansed it too. All right. Person on your mind, their past perception of this connection. So it was like a whirlwind. They look back and within a month, I think you guys were living in each other's pockets. You felt like a brand new cycle for them. This is about not giving up. And this person could have really conquered you. Maybe it took like a month to really conquer your affections. Maybe they were really... Maybe you didn't even realize it, especially if you had low self-worth. For this person to make you really conquer your self-doubt, it would have been... There could have been a little bit of flirting at the start, or... Like for this person to be thinking, I can't give up on this one. I'm locked in on you. It's like you're an intention for them. You change this person's whole life. But within a month, I feel this person, they finally, like when they look back, they definitely remember how they, Ace of Pentacles. You were to them someone new, someone they had never. You were a different energy to them as well, but you were stable, you were secure, you were abundant. That's what I was feeling. They were seeing you on the up and up. This reminds me of one of my collectives, your person. It was like, I'm the king of the world. It's like they felt their luck had changed. It's like as soon as you guys kind of chose each other, it's like it just started flourishing so quickly. They just kept believing in the potential. They felt secure. But I'm not going to lie, this Ace of Coins, this is smelling like how they viewed you as well. I really feel this collective, you really presented like you had your shit together. And I think this enticed them. I don't think they had ever been with someone as stable as you before. They themselves were going through rebirth. They themselves could have just gotten out of some form of heartbreak, but they saw you as transforming them. You made them emerge. You made them feel like they were rebirthing, like they were metamorphosing. I'm not going to lie, I think this person felt a bit blown away that they captivated your heart. And I think in moments they believed it. But I think this person did have insecurities. It's kind of that energy. Is this too good to be true? Am I fucking crazy? Am I seeing this right? It's like they wanted to believe in this love, but I don't think they ever could, especially if you were being very critical. There's a reason I was saying it's like this person never felt affirmed. So if they were already struggling to really think like, yes, they had this belief, but if they didn't see themselves and they felt inadequate, they would have always been questioning. So they would have always been looking for all the little details of, are they really? And you would have known this about this person if they were very observant, because this collective, you're very observant. So you would have noticed that this person was on top of everything. But again, I don't think you, even though you knew they struggled a little bit with comparison with you, I don't think you realized how severe it really was. I don't think you, or maybe you did, but I still don't think you ever thought that this person would go away, even with a little bit of the you know what I'm trying to say, here. How do they view the past connection? Like a soulmate. They could have said this to you. You brought up a lot of childhood things in their soul. You really made them reflect. Maybe they didn't know, or maybe there was quite a few things about childhood trauma that came up, but you guys could have had that moment of, do I know you? Like, you just felt like you knew each other's energies. But as well, they could have had stresses about, especially if you were still in contact with an ex or something, and they did have inadequacy, that's the word, or self-doubt. There could have always been a burden in their mind that maybe you would go back to an ex, or you would leave them for someone else. And as well, I'm going to say it, there could have been someone in their past that popped back up that maybe you didn't know or you felt inadequate about as well. Sirens. Oh, they felt undervalued. Their self-worth got a little bit affected here. They thought they were working too hard for free. Remember I said underappreciated. I don't think you knew this. Even if they tried to voice it in the way that they could. Remember I said you thought you were being selfless. They thought you were being selfish. That's what I felt. And maybe that's where your miscommunication comes. Like I don't think you ever spoke about this. It's like they felt like they needed to make a stand for what they stand up for what they deserve. But I feel, especially because they felt inadequate to you, I feel they never felt heard. They could have felt a bit demasculated here by this connection, especially if you were an Ace of Pentacles and they were just starting to find their own wings in life as well, working too hard for free. I think they thought they were kind of like a slave to you. Not a slave, there's a reason that came up. Kind of that, yes boss, anything you wanted, they would do. In their eyes. Okay? But again, this shows when we're not on the same page emotionally. And when we struggle to voice these things in a relationship, this just becomes a big fat snowball. But how they made you conquer your self-doubt, you did. But this person must have really some bad insecurities. Getting you, they were like, what? What? They couldn't believe it. Oh my God. But time with you, I feel it was like an escape for them. I think you guys were just very captivated and mesmerized by one another. It was clearly an intense pull. It was so intense you guys weren't even seeing the warning signs. You made them find strength again. So I feel what they felt in that moment, but I feel this person was coming from a rough place as well. You both were when you guys crossed paths. Two broken birds here. Why is this smelling a little bit naughty as well? I feel there was excitement around you too. Oh, look at that. So even they, even when they look back, they question, was this a Ten of Cups or was this in author? You both have the questioning. So it's like 50. I'm going to put it up because it's underneath Ace of Pentacles, but I think that's what they question. I think they thought, this is it. This is bliss. I'm emotionally fulfilled. Stability, double stability, idealistic. So again, it's kind of, they put you in a box. Page of Cups approach, but divine love. They thought in the moment you were their happy ever after. But just like you, they had questions. When they would feel the discord and the imbalance, it broke them. It broke them to a level I don't think you really understood. And then it made them question your authenticity to this. Is this inauthentic? Is this real? Are they just using me? False sense of security. They started thinking, is this going to be long lasting or is this just a season? Am I literally going to go through another really bad heartbreak? Which makes me feel the person on your mind, they don't know how to deal with a broken heart. It probably annihilates them. Which means if they saw you as a Ten of Cups, no wonder you guys were overcommitting to each other and overcommitting to each other so quickly. Salem just rang a bell. It's like they wanted to lock you in. They got that card too. You both got it. So you were a change for them. You weren't their usual type either. Okay. But you did make them feel seen. But again, until we really see ourselves. So you did make them feel seen. But even with you, and I said the same for you, even though you made them feel seen, they didn't believe it in their soul. So validation is not the key when we don't see ourselves. But I think with you, this person tried to move differently. I don't know if you know this, I feel past relationships, it's like they really tried to do it differently with you. I think this person really knew there was things in their life they needed to change emotionally, and I think they tried. I think they tried to approach this differently and be very doting, but it's like, I always say we can be on our best behavior, just how I brought up the love bubble, but a mask can only last for so long. Not that they're intentionally doing it, but because they were just trying to make this work. It's like you weren't actually seeing their real self. And when they would finally show you their real self, you would shut them down. It's like they started to think, this person's, it's like, can you really handle all my scars? It's like when they really started to show you their scars, it's like they felt you were pulling away. Okay. I think this person, it reminds me, this may commands, come, blah, blah, blah. I don't know if this person would start unnecessary arguments, but, kind of then turn up. It's like, I just feel this person didn't know how to deal with their emotion. They tried, but they didn't know the tools to put it into place. This is sad because I actually feel now that I'm reading this, especially with this person and their self-worth, I wouldn't be surprised if someone popped up in the background for them and you never knew, because you were already making them question themselves. They were so fearful you would never accept them for who they were. So if someone popped back up in their life that might have cheated them on the past, I always say men and women that don't have. When your pride is bruised like that and you don't know yourself and someone returns and you feel like you're being chosen, believe it or not, you feel like you're more invested than you really are because your ego's getting a massage. Okay, it's like, I won. And I feel that could have been a situation here you were never aware of. And also, especially because I still do believe as well, this person had so much fear you would go back to someone or find someone better. Okay, let's get a card to confirm that. King of Swords. So they could be an air sign, you could be an air sign, or they could have chosen an air sign. Your ex could have been an air sign. I think they kept trying to put logic into this situation too, which didn't help. So they started to detach. I always say he's a detached lover, that one. He becomes quite cold. And maybe that's what happened here. This person felt all in, and then as soon as they started, you know, trying to work out what direction they wanted to go in, you would have felt this person pulling away. You would have felt that armor coming up. And this is probably when you started putting in excessive effort. It's like you could feel the pull away happening, but it was kind of like it was already too late. And there could have been childhood trauma things that were resurfacing about an air sign as well. So Libra, Aquarius, Gemini. It's getting too close to the truth. I'm hearing quite a few things. I think this was your breaking point. In their eyes, when they reflect back, they never felt good enough. Four of Pentacles. I think they compared their finances to you as well. And then their possessiveness, the scarcity mindset, and you know, there was, I think maybe they held on to a detail. They could have felt it was quite possessive, okay? I'm not saying they weren't. I find when there's possessiveness in a connection, it's embodied with both of you. But the scarcity mindset started to come in. So they started to notice all the details to help them be able to kind of remove themselves if they knew it or not. Okay. And then maybe you guys kind of... This could have ended up being one of those relationships, just very same in, same, like very, this says creature of habit. I'm just seeing those repetitive relationships. You know, it's always the same. You go to work, come home, eat, go to bed, do whatever. It's like there's no excitement. There's no adventure. And I always say, depending on what your relationship planet is, some relationships you can do all right doing that, but other relationships you need vacations, trips, like you need this stuff. It keeps it alive, okay? But where this person was so blinded by the intensity of love for you, as soon as this came up, every single detail they could hold on to help them find strength in releasing this, they were holding on to. And it's just sad because I don't think this collective, you really understand that. I think, again, you question the depth of love here. But just like you, I will say this, even when they reflect back on the past, we don't have a king and queen. We don't have that. Yes, we got 10 of Cups, Ace of Pentacles. That's beautiful. But even this person promising you the world, even then, back then, they were always questioning it, just like you. You both had a lot of doubt here if this could work long term. It just seems like this person was strong enough to walk away. And again, that comes because this collective, you guys, I think you've had longer term connections where you kind of would just get over the hurdles, where this person, in their mind, I don't think they ever truly believed you would choose them. It's kind of that, why would you choose me? I want one more. And then they revoked all the offers. They broke your heart. You felt disappointed. One more. Oh, you were really it for them. Ace of Cups with the Ace of Pentacles. They wanted it so badly, the success. They felt bliss. This is a cut and run collective. And Empress. You guys could have been even planning children. And this is why I say, this black cat, golden retriever bullshit, it doesn't work. This person, this was part of your destruction here. They never felt good enough. Again, it's that inadequate. Even though I think by getting you, it conquered self-doubt. But I don't think there's a big thing here about, I don't think this collective, you voiced the appreciation and the love for this person enough in their eyes to really make them feel secure. Did you know back then? No, I'm not saying you didn't, that you did it intentionally. You guys just maybe didn't understand what you both needed to give, receive when it came to love and feeling love and balance. Okay. All right, let's get current. Let's switch up the deck a little bit. I'm going to get these first. So how you feel about this person. All How do you feel about them right now, currently, as you're watching this? So you were healing, you have been healing, you could think they're healing. Destiny, still. I think you question it though. Alright. Right now, as you're watching this. Oh gosh, okay. Spying. So you could feel like they'd spy on you. You could check in on them sometimes as well, through social, but you're confused. That goes back to your first part and the last two cards, and I said I think you still question it sometimes. Is this a Nine of Cups, or are you just in your mind and it's here? It's like, I think right now you still are confused with this. Constant burn. I do think they're over you all the time. Maybe that's why you're confused. Maybe it's actually you trying to push this away right now. I've had quite a few collectives of recent trying to push the emotion away. You clearly still think about them. Let it be. I feel they come up in your mind at some point every day. There's something that always activates the thought pattern of, oh, there you go, twinnies. But again, past you didn't get a pairing. I'm going to be very intrigued with tarot if you guys get a pairing, like for now, currently. Divine Masculine, you missed them. So right now, the right collective, the only card here that is off is the confusion, and I think, to be honest, intuitively, it's the lack of answers that sends, like, spying, constant bird, twin flame, missing you, and it's full moon. It was full moon last night as well, so that would, it's a Scorpio moon, so this would be definitely illuminated in you right now. All right, let's just get a couple of these. How you feel about them currently? Oh, you're going through a rebirth. So no wonder you're a bit confused. I feel this collective, it's like you... I don't think you're upset with yourself for how you feel. I just think... this whole reading, I've kept looking up to this message, right? That's this unsent messages, and I think that's what sends the confusion. It's like you still have such an intensity, but it feels so paused, and it just feels, you might not really be feeling them right now, or there's a lot of questioning in your mind, but you're rebirthing, you're ascending. And I always say, when you guys are ascending or rebirthing, things don't make sense. You feel like you're losing your magic. You feel like you can't see. You're upgrading your mind. So of course you're going to feel blocked and fuzzy and static in the mind. But your heart's actually awakening more right now. You might not feel it, but it is. Rising from the ashes, total transformation, complete renewal. You're finding your strength with this. So 25th of the 8th could be important. And stop it. You just got the Phoenix and the Metamorphosis. Whatever you're purging, it's for a reason. And I always say readings come for a reason. Maybe you needed to kind of reflect back on the past, and especially if you've been holding unnecessary burdens. I always say it's not good to live in the past, but sometimes your outlook, especially if it's been a long separation, it can get very misconstrued. Is that the word? Like, it can get very blurry. Like, you're not really seeing it right. Especially if there's been a lot of silence. Metamorphosis, embracing change. You're about to open up. Evolution of the soul, rising up. You're reinventing yourself. Might not feel like it though, but you are. And again, you could be thinking all of this about them, but I more feel this is what you're feeling for them. This is kind of what you're going through right now. One more. Yeah, there it is. 25, 25. So you've literally got 25, 25, 23, 8. 25 is important. Gone through a lot of cycles here. Packed, continuing on. Maybe you go over lack of closure. There was closure here. You can see it, how the relationship was falling apart. Sometimes you guys literally get the closure in front of your face just with how it's falling apart. But because there's no deep conversation, it's like you guys feel, I got no closure. You can see it with how the relationship started to kind of become quite detached, okay? And I always say, if there's actually not a deep conversation and there's a lack of closure, the universe is protecting you. Sometimes you guys get that closure eventually and you're like, I wish I didn't get that closure. Trust. Trust, however it was left, it was meant to be left that way. You might not know it now. That full circle, that cycle will come in. You'll know the answers when it's not going to make your trauma worse. Okay, miracle. All right. So let's see. I just want to get a couple of tarot, and then we'll do the exact same for them, and then we'll get the future of this connection from the universe's perspective. Okay. I think that's just going to confirm that though, but let's just get a couple of tarot to confirm. It's really cold today and I'm starting to like sweat, so whenever that happens, it's very passionate. Current. You think you're seeing this clearly, but you're not. You had confusion. So there's something here it's like this clear, stop, don't, but you think you're seeing things clearly, but it's bubbling. There's so much emotion bubbling under the surface. The right collective, right now when you think of this, you could think you've got a confession on its way. This is a confession, remorse, coming clean, pricked consciousness. You could be feeling like this person's energy is around you and that this is coming through, because I kept looking at this card. You're clearly waiting on answers here. But you feel like there's just so much emotion bubbling under the surface, and this is where I think it's where you're trying to push it away. It's like, I feel the right collective. You're trying your hardest. It's like you don't want to believe in your love bond anymore. Don't be negative. Okay. I always say there's a difference when it's a natural surrender to trying to force detachment. When you're forcing detachment, you just become a negative Nancy. It's not healthy. But yeah, you want victory. You definitely want a declaration of love. Right now, the right collective, your focus, your current focus is you want communication. You want this person to come through and be like, just, you've got so much emotion bubbling, and I hope you're not, this reminds me of one of my collectives. It's kind of giving your team an ultimatum. If they don't come in by this time, like, you've just got to breathe. Okay. You feel like you're out of ideas. Should I find a new path? I need to redo, it's the energy, it's overwhelming you. Again, full moon energy, and it's been a rough, April was rough for a lot of divines. Then there was like a little bit of breathing for a few days in for May, and it's like now something's resurfacing here for this collective. You feel like you're in 5 of Cups right now. You could actually be quite sad at the moment with this. One more. You've been working very hard, and maybe you still a pattern from the past, clearly. Maybe you're someone that you've always kind of let ambition lead the way. That could be how you avoid certain things in life, if you know it or not. I always say, what was a grievance in the past, it needs to be healed before you guys come back into alignment. Otherwise, you're going to repeat the past. So if work was a big issue and I think ambition's beautiful, and I think dedication's beautiful, but like I said before, all areas of your life should have balance. And I'm hearing a couple things with this. You just don't want to distract your emotion with work. And 2, I think you do go over the dedicated effort and the endurance and the persistence and how long you've just been envisioning an end stopped here, and I think it drives you crazy. But what do I always say? Love you guys, but what do I always say? That's your own expectation. You just have to surrender, okay? And I know that's like, but this is what I was saying before. There's a difference between trying to force it, because this is what just comes up, the up and down emotion. The universe grants you all the phases you need when you're really energetically ready. This is still smelling like you're so focused on your separation, which means what? You're sitting in your separation energy. You want to switch your separation energy into union energy. Union energy comes from seeing you first and just belief. Whatever's going to happen will happen, but truly believing that. where this collective, it's like you try and believe it, but to believe it, you have to replace it with negativity. All right, let's get this person's current feelings for you, and then we'll see with the universe what your outcome will be, for your future. Oh! Stop it. Okay. What are they feeling right now towards you? What are they feeling right now towards you? Oh, that's nice. Let's see what's around it though. Oh, no, they're still avoiding my angels. Oh gosh, this has come out, I think, our last 3 readings. So this is, they're going over the age gap or the emotional maturity, like how you guys align emotionally. They do see you as fate and written in the stars, but they're still not confronting everything here. So avoidant. I want one more for that because I'm on the fence. Do they think you're... Because that past, you guys are a little bit off the same page. So I just want to see if that's how they see you. No, unconditional love. I think they're trying to avoid their love still. They're still presenting a little bit wounded here. Hold on, let's get one more. And I want to get those emotion cards. But they see you as the one. That's nice. So they want to take action. They want to move forward. They see you as the one, written in the stars blueprint. There's something here about your age gap, or there's something here about how you guys align emotionally. So when they feel this unconditional love, so you come over them just as much as they come over you, but without you knowing. What do I always say about energetical chasing? That's what's happening with this collective. You're so... I need a confession, the emotion. And again, it's just something you have to burn to learn with. I always say it's a natural, and I said it before, when you're really ready to just finally be done with this in and out emotion, you will have enough. Your energy will shift. But right now, this person, it's literally that runner chaser energy. The more you crave, the more you want. It's not that they don't feel you. If anything, they feel you very, very intensely. But they just don't want to confront it just yet because they're still very afraid of what will happen next. Let's get one more. Inner healing, but they are healing. So give them grace, okay? Just have peace. There needs to be healing here for both of you. You can see in the past that everything happens for a reason, especially with divines, but you can see the lack of vulnerability you both had for one another. You didn't know how to speak to each other on a deep level. And if they go over this all the time, it's a fear of theirs, which means they still don't think they have the capability to meet you intellectually right now. So until they overcome that and feel confidence in that, you've got to remember a big detriment was their lack of confidence compared to you in the past. That's something they need to overcome. You just need to trust. You don't need to think, oh, they did this, they did that. I need a confession. I need this, I need that. Just stop thinking negatively, okay? I can feel it. You had fear here. One more. One more for this age gap. I'm sorry. They want to. They want to. But you either believe or you don't believe. Simple. I know it's easier said than done. I get it. But you want this you want it all. We want to give it to you. But you need to have more. What am I going to say? Spiritual people that are healing, hate this word, patience. All right, let's get these quickly. What are they going through right now? So they're focusing on their success. That's good. So they want to reconcile through this ending, but they could be going through a bit of a reckoning right now. So So maybe they're getting 15th of the 10th could be an important memory or birthday. They could be getting a bit of a reckoning, a bit of a shock to the system in their life right now, but they're wanting to rip the Band-Aid off in... Well, so they are going through a cycle. So they're going through something right now. Another reason, yes, you can't see what's not in front of your face, but I always say it's the rooms we're not in that matter. The world, if the universe is trying to grant them a world right now, you need to trust, because then you get your bouquet. Happy, harmony, reconciliation, love, openness, expression when they're ready. They're going through a reckoning, especially when it comes to their income or the people around them. That needs to be solved. Just like I said to you, what was there in the past cycle, until it's healed and solved, you don't come in. They're trying to grant them this right now, believe. Accomplishment, duty, responsibilities, completion of cycle, structure, achievement, boundaries, okay, restrictions, certain commitments. One more. They're activating their alpha energy, which is good. But then they go into, I just need to let, so they're still in and out. Do I come or do I just let this be? Is this over? Is this really the end? They're a mess. Stop thinking about it, this collective. One more for that. Patience, temperance. They need to moderate, they need to balance their energy. They're going to harmonize this. It seems like they're going through a bit of ups and downs right now, so they clearly need to focus on that. But clearly whatever they're going through is making them think of you and reminisce on happier, more structured times, and that would make sense with, let's see how they're currently seeing you. Now going back to that Ace of Pentacles, Ten of Cups, so if their life isn't feeling the most secure or safe, let's see how they're currently feeling tarot wise. Oh my God, we split it on the world. That's important. The universe is really saying they're going through a big cycle right now with the sun. Yes. That was their first card before, when they locked in on you with the King of Wands. Remember I said it's like it took them like a month to conquer you, like properly. But as soon as they locked in, you were their intention, and the new cycle began. And what are they going through? Trust. King of Wands here, he is the honorable conqueror. Once he's locked in, and they could be seeing this as you, very successful, visionary, very passionate, the entrepreneur energy. So maybe they're seeing you thrive in business too. But they're reflecting on the past, their lack of goals. So maybe it's intimidation, because this is what happened in the past with you guys. They didn't feel inadequate with their finances, but they're making changes. So they're reassessing, they're wanting to define their purpose. I have to say this is good. They're making adjustments, okay? So I think there's still a bit of comparison. For some reason, I do think they want this energy towards you, but I think there's intimidation to the way you get things going. You think of things, you get it done, you present very, and this was a huge burden for them in the past. Not that you know this. I don't think this collective, you know this. So they're looking at their kind of underachieving right now and lack of goals, but to pair with the lack of goals, they've got setting goals. So it's like at least they're in focus right now of what needs to happen. And they're being granted a world right now as well. So they're being granted a completion of some sort to do with this energy, which is good. But still, when they think of you and the current situation, their career just gets focus. And you're focusing on confession. Not yet. There's still got some, I think this person's made a lot of repeated mistakes since you, but right now, this is what they're going over. This is either my turning point. I either push through this or I have to repeat this cycle. They are going through an upheaval. They could be going through an upheaval with someone that is a little bit... I don't think this is... It could be them. Because this is also about holding a grudge. They're reflecting on their decisions, okay? I also do think they have someone in their life that's a little bit volatile, a little bit arrogant, a little bit like a daredevil, can get them in trouble, okay? And I think this also comes to a karmic lesson here. But I do think this holds a grudge and hasty decisions and their unpredictable behavior. They know this about themselves, which is making them think, I have to change this. I can't keep repeating this, okay? So right now, currently, I'm going to be honest, person on your mind, they're more reflecting on what needs to be done for this to ever be successful. Their focus is not, I need to. Do they want to? Yes. But I'm going to be honest, I feel your person must be kind of that King of Swords energy. Just the approach, it's such a realistic, logical approach. They're really going over the cracks and the crevices of everything from the past. It's like they're reflecting on their current situation to what caused birth. It's like this person, they see this completely differently to you. You're so still stuck in the emotion, the chasing energy. They're stuck in the logic, the running energy. I'm going to be honest, it's still, you guys haven't completely shifted that veil just yet. One more. But they are wanting a breakthrough. Things are changing. So as you're metamorphosing, I think you guys have just, again, this has found you for a reason. They're coming to an epiphany of clarity. They're wanting to have force and a decisive decision. They know truth needs to be revealed. Is it ready just yet? No. Do they want to communicate? Yes. You're on their mind. But now they need to get off your mind and let them feel the energy of you. You're holding on to the energy too tight. Okay? This is actually quite positive, this deep reflection. Good. It's creating their engagement back around them, enthusiasm for life, gratitude. They will seize the day and re-engage with this. Okay? Let it be. Let it be. All right, let's just see quickly, just before we get future from the universe, I just want to confirm with this their intention right now. For Cobra, when the teacher is ready, who appears? Student. Oh, that's the only card you, they know. Past life love, that's beautiful. Just let them be. You either choose to trust or you don't. That's up to you, this collective. When I'm with you, I feel as if time just stops. It's just you and me against the world. You feel like home to me. You understand me and I understand you. Again, just focus on you. Only way to get into union energy is to focus on you. And just believe and let it be. Just trust that the universe will deliver this when it's ready. It's because the right collective, you haven't had communication, so you just question everything. Am I crazy? Am I this? Am I that? I talk about this nearly every reading. You are not crazy. You're on your divine journey. Look at you. So just keep thriving. Just focus on you. You need to release the fear that this person will not come back, because that's the issue. What was this all for? For who you are today and what you're going to achieve in this world. That's what it was all for. This is just a topping for that. So let that topping come. I always talk about karma. This world isn't just about bad karma. It's also about good karma. Look at the person you are. I did a reading a while ago. I'm going to bring it up. And I talk about the 2-year cycles, and everybody in this world gets their little influx of blessings every couple of years, where people that activate on this divine journey, it's like all your blessings get held back. You kind of feel like you're just on this loop for 4, 6, 8, sometimes even 10 years of just kind of very steady life. No bad karma, no extreme good karma, just little blessings here and there. It's like all of that is held back for you. So when they finally release it, it's permanent. It's not like every other 2-year cycle where it comes and goes because you've learnt your lessons. So just trust. Just trust. All right. I'm not even going to get dice. You don't need what the universe sees for your future. Oh, you got 10 of Pentacles. Stop it. Stop it. And there's that King of Wands, so they will come and conquer and honor. And both of you guys. That's so funny. 10 of Pentacles, King of Wands. Stop it. That's not just a beautiful, emotionally fulfilled life and internal, but that's an abundant life, just so you know. Okay. Marriage, financial security, family, wealth, legacy, community, home, established. It'll all come. Who cares when? When they're ready, they'll lead the way. You'll be their center stage. Okay. Just how they conquered you before, they'll conquer you again when they're ready to lock in. Okay, but both of you together embodying this energy, this King of Wands energy, visionary, passionate, free thinker. Imagine what you can achieve. What do you think I'm seeing with that? Power couple. Just saying. I don't know about that one. Hold on, I want one more for that. That's just very quick and rapid. This card specifically, quick communication, rapid action, words, but reckless, intelligent, confident. And I'm more seeing this. What came to my mind straight away when I saw this, I was like, it can't be that quick. Because I always say this comes in very rapidly, very quickly, very unexpectedly, and it creates a rapid high and a rapid low. But then my mind was going because of what we've been talking about. I think when this does come in, I think the way it rapidly takes off, okay? But I always say true divines, when you come in, yes, it takes some time to build that foundation again, but you guys get to this kind of energy pretty quickly, okay? It's kind of that make up for lost time. I think this is more towards this, okay? Yeah, the Ace of Swords, a breakthrough in all aspects. That's good. But clarity, truth, revelation, truth and balance to the situation, all right? Just trust when it's ready, it'll come just how you envision. I always tell you guys, when you first separate, you get the 4D activation of what will eventually be, but you don't get your timeline right? So you see your end stop. You have that high priestess moment. But just because it doesn't come into the time you envisioned doesn't mean it's not there anymore. The manifestations, glowing threads that are worth happening take years. Remember that. And a lot of dedicated effort towards one another, a lot of consistency. I do think work will still be I think you're both very ambitious people, but unfortunately, just in the past, it wasn't equal here. And I feel you guys will be a main focus for one another. And for some reason, I really do think you guys come and create something together equally, okay? Which will take away the fear of, it's just this comparison. It doesn't work for you guys, but you guys will accomplish, okay? Working towards goals together. That's good. All right. Oh. Sorry, I just want to confirm that because good pairing. So just remember, I always say 3 over the mind, 1 up the behind. When it's ready, this will be released. I think you both have been in mental anxiety. You need to release. This is the 6 of Cups. It's destined to return. Okay, it's your past life love. This is underneath the 10 of Pentacles, but the universe is really saying you've just got to get out of your mental anguish, because this person is in mental anguish, but in their own right. Okay, you have to just, again, it's easier to say, I get it. But this right collective, you've been on this journey long enough. You just need, it's like you don't have long to go. Stop questioning when, why, how, this, that. Believe. Okay. Children, memories, past, second chance at love. What does that say? Reigniting the past. Nostalgia. This is underneath the 10. Stop going into mental anxiety over it. 1 up the behind, and you got the Ace of Swords here to confirm. Ooh, Sun. Yes card. So underneath this King of Wands, Empress. Let them put the effort in towards you, okay? And there could even be babies here. And Ace of... So you got Ace of Wands and... Holy moly. And it's good about, this is another card of engagement as well, just so you know. But this is a lot to do with passion and creative force, and this isn't just about your love, this collective. You guys have got some big things planned for your future. Very big things planned for your future. It's like your minds just together literally can create magic. But it's going to be a new venture. So you might think you're solidified on your path. This person is solidified on their path, but I think you guys create something completely different here. It's going to be very successful. Luck will really be on your side. That's nice. This one I'm a little bit, that's the one card I'm a bit like, oh no. Oh my god, you got the pairing. That's good. Tick. I think it's what we said, because the Queen of Cups. So I think this is more how quick things are going to develop on your success path. Okay, but still don't rush things. But things that you've seen, remember the aha moment, what you've envisioned in your 4D mind. Okay, your psychic abilities. I think this collective, you've pretty much really envisioned what your return's going to be like, but there's some little things that I don't think you have seen, and I think one of the biggest things is how your path's going to develop with one another. But you got the Emperor and Empress here. Okay, I want to put that there so they're next to each other. But a compassionate, loving, caring, emotional bond as well. She's the most emotional, but in a beautiful way, which means you guys have really cleared up one of your biggest blocks. The way you guys communicate, your emotion, your vulnerability. All right, but you've got your balance. Your divine feminine, divine masculine energy. So you guys have come out as more grounded than when you guys are coming into union. So all divines are extremely gifted and connected to up above, but this could be more of kind of a still beautiful, however, whatever you develop your path to be, but it might not even be such an in-depth spiritual path. Like still something to do with, you know, a very beautiful imprint on the world, but I don't think it's going to be, I think it's going to be something a lot more earthly and grounded. Okay, but don't forget, let them lead the way. But this card specifically says moneymaker, another conquering card, conqueror, head of the household. So they're really going to take on that alpha role, and that's why they're working on their alpha energy, and that's why it's so important. You aren't overtaking them financially, okay? It's equal here. This is one of this collective's biggest burdens. It's their intimidation of your success, and that's why it's so important they find their success in life, and you just need to be patient with it, because whatever their success path, even though I said you guys are going to do something different, there's tools of the trade that they're meant to get under their belt for whatever this is. You have to wait for their wheel. Okay, their path and their healing and their development and their success path is as important as you guys. I always say tables need to turn. So you've clearly found your birthright. You're on your path. This person, give them the time to get on theirs. Just trust. Stop trying to force the river. It's not your ego's timing, it's divine timing. So through breakthrough from the Ten of Swords, the breakup, the separation, and Knight of Pentacles, how slow this is taken. Jeez Louise. Oh my God, Sun again. Yes, with this. This is a really good spread. You don't need to worry. Holy moly. Sun. So you got the two happiest cards in the deck, by the way. Ten of Pentacles and the Sun here. This is another card of pregnancy as well. But a lot of high vibration and trust and truth and inspiration. This is beautiful. Just breathe. Perfect confirmation. Six of Pentacles. Just as we said, it needs to be equal give and take here. You might think, oh, no, divine union is not just for your love story. It's for what you guys are meant to do for this world. Their path is a pivotal chapter in your next chapter. There's something here that they need to connect to. This is what's going to give you guys your 10 of Pentacles and Ace of Wands life. This is what's going to give you a beautiful, harmonious balance. You might think you know what you need. It's universe. They see your plan. It's our Creator's, God's plan, not your plan here right now. They see. Remember, it's all developed. They're holding your contract up there. Trust. Okay. And it might still be a while. I think if anything, they're just starting to develop now. Okay, Page of Pentacles. But they have the ambition and drive behind them to get it done. But again, this is not about time. You just need to surrender. They had head of the pack and a world completion going on right now with a reckoning. So let it be they're just now starting to transition to the path they need to be in. That's going to take patience. How long has it taken you for you to thrive on your path? Like, you just need to not worry about the time. I want one more for that. Lovers, it's part of your soul contract. Believe. Get out of your mind and just believe. It's destined. The quicker you can just focus on you, which we talk about all the time, quicker you release that frequency. They think about you all the time, but they're still avoiding this. And you can't help that. There's nothing you can say or do but focus on you. All right, my loves. Let's just quickly get you. Love yourself first. Think of you first. Okay. Truth. Stop focusing on confession and what they've done to deceive me and things bubbling under the surface, and you're seeing it so surface level for the right collective. Your love story is far greater than that. Trust. Trust and patience. This right collective, you probably hate those words. Oh gosh. This separation had to happen. And this will stay here until you love yourself and you truly trust. Don't just say you don't really trust, because you keep questioning because you haven't had what you envisioned you would have yet. And that's sad. Because look at everything else you're doing. They're saying it's worth waiting for. Trust us. We're giving you the best outcome. You might be angry at us for the time. We don't care. For us, it's a millisecond. They don't care. Time's linear. You can cry and meh all you want. Just keep focusing on you. They're saying it's worth waiting for. Trust. Stop focusing on deception. Stop focusing on like just the right collective. You'll get it. All right. Oh my gosh. They just went flying. So you got my J, the pink one too. Love, trust, windfall. When it comes, it'll come. It won't stop coming. But I'm surprised, say them ring a bell. I'm surprised that came out and not the building blocks. I don't want to say nothing about time, but I ain't going to lie to you. You even got my other very quick moving charm, my hot chili pepper. You got two rapid moving things, but also protection. It is protected, and you need to believe in that. The Venus star is always over you guys. I have Ra, I have Horus, another luck and protection. Okay, so JB and JB, High Priestess, trust your vision. The traditional tarot, the King Solomon's, the black and white posts. JB, SPB, OFNX. I should just put them in there. And then you've got your lapis lazuli with the horseshoe. So lucky's on your side. Another lucky charm. Horses, they could be important. Golden butterfly. You both need to spread your wings. Remember that. Remember the world is your oyster too. Why are you just focusing on these? Focus on things that make you happy. A love from the start of time, but you need to believe it. Balance your heart. Love yourself first. Have confidence in your healing journey. F fell out again. Black. Maybe you need to Do a bit of protection work around your home, or you work with candles. Black and white animals you could be seeing a lot of as well. You could have shared a black and white animal with this person. Crescent moon, that could be your moon phase, this person. Sage, you need to cleanse and clear your home, this collective. Salem just rang a bell. Birthdays, angel numbers, important dates. 2020, you could have met this person, 2020. But that's a good angel number. 20th of the 8th, 1st of the 8th, 8th of the 1st, 101 angel number. 7 by itself, 4 by itself. They could be your 2 life path numbers. Or 7th of the 4th, 4th of the 7th. 5 by itself. Embrace your transformation. 26th of the 8th, 6th. 19th of the 9th, so 199 angel number as well. 14th of the 9th, 14th of the 5th. All right, my loves, I love you guys, and have a beautiful evening. Good night, sweet dreams.